I am Fabio Cassibba. I am full professor in criminal procedure. Here in Parma, I teach also European criminal procedure and penitentiary law. And I am here at the University of Parma since January 2017. Yes, it was quite challenging for me to identify the topics into the field of criminal procedure related to agri-food law and the agri-food sector. But I think there are almost two pillars, two basic topics related to agri-food law. And exactly these two topics are the topics I use as pillars during my classes in my course. I am talking about, on one hand, scientific evidence, and on the other hand, the brand new role of APPO, I mean European Public Prosecutor Office, because agri-food sector implies at the same time, on one hand, yes, food safety if you want, and the protection of the health. On the other hand, protection of the financial interest of the European Union, which implies, of course, the consideration of the investigative powers of the prosecutor and the law enforcement agencies and the role of the defense. These are exactly the topics I am talking about with my students during the class in agri-food law. Yes, you touch a very, very sensitive point, because nowadays the criminal procedure is under a sort of specializations of fields of topics. I mean that there is a sort of idea that the criminal proceeding has to be designed upon related to the offense object of the criminal procedure. And I think that the agri-food sector is exactly one of the field in which it is possible to apply, for good reasons, this specialization of the criminal procedural law. Coming back, the two topics of the class of my class implies a sort of high-level skills on both of the fields, scientific evidence and the APPO. Scientific evidence is a sort of classical topic of the criminal procedure, but it implies brand new skills in agri-food sector. For example, food safety in factories, food safety in the farm, and even, for example, water contamination. And so the role of the public prosecutor and the law enforcement agencies themselves in investigating these crimes implies high level of skills, scientific and technical skills, with the aim to assess, for example, the dangerousness of the food or other problems related to agri-food sector. On the other hand, from a more comparative point of view, and from a, in particular, European Union law point of view, APPO is a brand new independent power that has the duty to investigate upon the crimes related to that affect the financial interests of the European Union, and there is a strong relationship between the protection of the financial interests of the European Union and the agri-food sector. So, since this is a brand new investigating and European investigating organ and power, it is necessary to understand exactly the new regulation that implies limits of the activities of APPO, and a new consciousness and new knowledges from the defensive point of view to protect the fundamental rights affected in this kind of criminal proceedings.